Have you ever looked at a billboard and realized the face staring back at you isn't just a singer but a multi-million-dollar asset? Welcome to the glitzy, high-octane intersection of K-pop and global commerce. Today, we aren't just talking about music charts or concert tickets. We are talking about the cold, hard cash that flows when a luxury powerhouse meets a global phenomenon. In an era where a single tweet can sell out a lipstick in seconds, these 8 K-pop groups have redefined what it means to be a brand ambassador. From the cobblestone streets of Paris Fashion Week to the flashing lights of Times Square, their influence is everywhere. But which group actually commands the highest price tag? Who are the legends that paved the way with record-breaking deals, and which new generation icons are already snapping at their heels? Is it talent, luck, or a massive fandom that drives these astronomical numbers? Buckle up, because we're about to peel back the curtain on the most expensive contracts in the industry. Can you guess who holds the #1 spot, or will the final reveal leave you absolutely breathless? Let's find out right now. Number 8. Stray Kids. Brands: Tommy Hilfiger, Louis Vuitton, Versace, Bulgari, Cartier, Alexander McQueen. Lottie Duty Free estimated contract value: $15 million, $25 million plus, collective and individual focus. The Noisemakers, high fashion disruption, the global takeover. When we talk about Stray Kids, we aren't just talking about a group that produces their own music. We are talking about a cultural earthquake that has shaken the very foundation of the fashion industry. For years, the industry looked at noise music with a skeptical eye, but the luxury world saw something else: raw, unfiltered energy that resonates with Gen Z like nothing else on the planet. The journey to their massive brand valuation didn't happen overnight, but once the floodgates opened, it was like a tidal wave of luxury endorsements. Think about the historic moment at the Met Gala where Tommy Hilfiger didn't just invite 1 or 2 members, but the entire group, marking the first time a K-pop group graced that prestigious red carpet as a whole unit. This wasn't just a photo op, it was a strategic masterstroke that saw Tommy Hilfiger's social media engagement skyrocket into the billions. But the story gets even more personal and intense when you look at the individual members. Felix, with his ethereal, almost unreal visuals, and that deep, gravelly voice, became the darling of Nicolas Ghesquière at Louis Vuitton. His presence at the cruise shows and his walk on the runway wasn't just a cameo, it was a statement that K-pop idols are the new supermodels. Then you have Hyunjin, whose relationship with Versace is the stuff of fashion legends. Donatella Versace herself has called him a Versace boy, and when he appears in a campaign, the items don't just sell, they vanish from the shelves within minutes. The sheer gravity of their influence is reflected in their estimated contract values, which have ballooned as they transitioned from rising stars to global icons. Brands are no longer just asking them to wear clothes. They are building entire marketing ecosystems around their specific personas. From Seungmin's sophisticated charm catching the eye of Loewe to IN's unique fashion sense aligning with Alexander McQueen, the group has diversified their portfolio so effectively that they are now a multi-billion-won enterprise in terms of advertising alone. Every time they step into an airport, it is a high-stakes runway where every piece of jewelry, be it from Bulgari or Cartier, is scrutinized by millions of fans ready to buy. This isn't just endorsement, it is a lifestyle integration that has made Stray Kids one of the most profitable entities in the modern music industry. They have proven that being stray doesn't mean being lost, it means finding a path to the very top of the global luxury market, where their signature is worth more than its weight in gold. The emotional connection they share with stays ensures that any brand they touch gains an immediate, fiercely loyal customer base, making them a safe yet explosive bet for any corporation looking to capture the spirit of the new age. It is a testament to their hard work and the visionary leadership of Bangtan that they have reached this financial peak, turning their noise into the most beautiful melody a CEO could ever hear. The sound of a ringing cash register. Number 7. 17. Brands: Apple, Samsung, Lancôme, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Bulgari, Kenzo, Saint Laurent, Prada, UNESCO, Cass. UNESCO estimated contract value: $25 million, $40 million plus, group and individual portfolio. The power of 13, luxury synergy, the self-produced empire. When you look at the sheer scale of 17, you aren't just looking at a K-pop group. You are witnessing a massive, living, breathing corporation of talent that has defied every single industry odd to become a global financial juggernaut. Imagine starting in a cramped Greenwald basement, famously known as the Malona basement, and transforming into the faces of the world's most prestigious luxury houses. This isn't just a success story. It's an economic phenomenon that has market analysts scratching their heads in awe. The genius of 17's brand value lies in their unit system, which allows them to conquer multiple market segments simultaneously. While the hip-hop unit exudes high fashion edge, the performance unit captures the avant-garde aesthetic, and the vocal unit embodies sophisticated elegance. This versatility is exactly why a tech giant, like Apple, chose them to spearhead the opening of their flagship store in Myeongdong, creating a unique Today at Apple session that turned music production into a marketable lifestyle. It wasn't just about the iPhones, it was about the 17 brand of creativity being sold as a premium commodity. But let's dive deeper into the individual prestige that drives their contract numbers into the stratosphere. Take Mingyu, for instance, a man whose visuals are so potent that his presence at the Dior show in Paris didn't just cause a traffic jam, it generated an earned media value, EMV, that rivaled traditional Hollywood A-listers. When Mingyu stands next to fashion royalty, he isn't just a guest. He is a walking billboard for the new era of masculinity, leading to massive deals with Bulgari and L'Occitane. Then you have Vernon, the first ever global ambassador for Kenzo under Nigo's creative direction, bringing a cool kid grit that bridged the gap between street culture and high-end couture. We cannot ignore Jonghyun's ethereal partnership with Saint Laurent, a match made in fashion heaven that perfectly aligns with the brand's rock-chic, gender-fluid aesthetic. Every time Jonghyun appears in a sleek black suit under the Eiffel Tower, the engagement metrics don't just spike, they shatter records. And what about Seungkwan? The variety king who turned his personal love for skincare and supplements into the Seungkwan effect, where every product he mentions from Lancome to local health brands instantly sells out, proving that his word is as good as gold in the eyes of consumers. The group's collective power was further solidified by their historic partnership with UNESCO, proving that their brand isn't just about selling clothes or phones, but about selling global citizenship and hope, a prestige factor that makes them incredibly attractive to blue-chip corporations looking for clean and inspirational ambassadors. Brands like Samsung and Cass have tapped into their youthful, energetic energy to revitalize their image for Gen Z. The sheer logistical nightmare of managing 13 superstars is outweighed by the astronomical return on investment, ROI, they provide. Whether it's Hoshi's fierce charisma attracting Diesel and Ami, or Joshua's gentlemanly aura fitting perfectly with Givenchy beauty, 17 has created a diversified portfolio where no stone is left unturned. Their contracts are multifaceted, often involving massive tour sponsorships and digital content integration that keeps the Karat fandom constantly engaged and spending. The emotional resonance of their step-by-step growth makes fans feel like stockholders in their success, leading to a loyalty that is unmatched in the industry. As they continue to headline major festivals like Glastonbury and Lollapalooza Berlin, their brand value only continues to swell. They have successfully transitioned from the boys who did it themselves to the men who own it all. The estimated value of their contracts reflects a group that is at the absolute peak of its powers, a 13-headed dragon of commerce that shows no signs of slowing down. Every deal is a reflection of their authenticity, a rare trait in a manufactured industry, and that is exactly why brands are willing to pay a premium. They aren't just buying a face, they are buying a 13-person ecosystem of influence that guarantees global dominance. From the smallest cosmetic item to the most expensive timepiece, the 17-approved stamp is the ultimate catalyst for a global sellout. Their story is a masterclass in brand building, proving that when you have the talent, the teamwork, and the pletis grit, you don't just join the elite, you redefine what being elite actually means in the 21st century. Who could possibly be higher on the list than a 13-member powerhouse? Could it be a group that redefined the girl crush concept, or perhaps a legendary act that has been at the top for over a decade? Stay tuned, because the numbers are only getting bigger from here. Number 6. NewJeans. Brands: Chanel, Gucci, Dior, Louis Vuitton, Burberry, Celine, Levi's, Nike, Coca-Cola, Apple, McDonald's, Hyundai, Lotte, Armani Beauty. YSL Beauty, Omega estimated contract value. $40 million, $60 million plus, aggregated global portfolio. The New Era Blueprint, Y2K Economic Fever, 5 for 5 luxury domination. Close your eyes and try to remember the last time a group changed the entire world's aesthetic in a single afternoon. You can't, because NewJeans is a once-in-a-generation anomaly that shattered the rookie glass ceiling and built a skyscraper in its place. We aren't just talking about a musical group. We are talking about a commercial wildfire that has scorched the traditional rules of marketing. From the very second attention dropped, the corporate world didn't just notice, they scrambled. Why? Because NewJeans represents the holy grail of advertising, the effortless, cool girl vibe that Gen Z and Alpha worship. Within their first year, they achieved something that took veteran groups a decade to accomplish: a grand slam of luxury ambassadorships. Imagine a group where every single member is the face of a different high-fashion titan. Minji, the epitome of classic Korean beauty, became the human Chanel, managing the impossible feat of representing the house across 3 categories: beauty, fashion, and watches, jewelry. Hanny, with her infectious energy, became the bridge between the heritage of Gucci and the modern sophistication of Armani beauty. Danielle, the Disney princess of the group, initially stunned as the face of Burberry before making a monumental shift to Celine, joining the ranks of global elite like Lisa and V. Heron, the mysterious cat face visual, was handpicked by Dior to lead their jewelry and fashion campaigns, while the youngest, Hyein, at just 14 years old, made history by being named a global ambassador for Louis Vuitton. This 5 for 5 strategy isn't just for show, it's a calculated economic siege. When NewJeans teams up with a brand like Apple for a music video like ETA, they aren't just placing a product, they are making that product the centerpiece of a cultural movement. The estimated value of their contracts reflects this unprecedented leverage. They don't just sign deals, they create NewJeans versions of everything. Remember the McDonald's NewJeans meal? It didn't just sell burgers, it created a packaging collector's frenzy across Asia. Their partnership with Levi's celebrated the 150th anniversary of the 501 jeans, perfectly aligning their group name with the most iconic garment in history. This is the NewJeans effect, where a simple mention or a subtle outfit choice can lead to a worldwide stock shortage. Their influence is so pervasive that they were named PR ambassadors for the city of Seoul, proving that their brand is synonymous with the very identity of modern Korea. But behind the glitz and the multi-million-dollar deals, there is a narrative of intense pressure and blue-chip expectations. Every move they make is analyzed by investors, and their impact on HYBE's stock price has been nothing short of legendary. They have moved beyond the K-pop bubble and into the realm of global lifestyle icons. Whether they are dancing in Nike sneakers or sipping a custom-labeled Coca-Cola, they sell a dream of nostalgic youth that is universal. The sheer speed of their financial ascent is terrifying to some and inspiring to others. They have proved that in the digital age, time active is no longer the metric for success, impact is. And NewJeans' impact is a multi-million-dollar earthquake that is still shaking the world. Their story is one of rapid evolution, where 5 teenagers became the most valuable commodities in the global advertising market, turning the Y2K aesthetic into a multi-billion-won goldmine. They are the faces of the future, and that future is looking incredibly expensive. We've seen the new gen monsters and the 13-member army, but who could possibly command even more power? Coming up next is a group whose orange energy has turned into a pink gold mine, and another that is literally the standard of the entire industry. Do you think the legendary Nations girl group still holds a spot in the top 5, or have they been overtaken by the virtual and AI innovators of the new world? The gap is closing, and the stakes are getting dangerously high. Ready for number 5? Number 5. Twice. Brands: Prada, Miu Miu, SK2, Boucheron, Fendi, Michael Kors, Givenchy Beauty, Tommy Jeans, Etro, Graf, Onitsuka Tiger, Ferragamo, Pond's, Google, Nintendo Switch, Lottie Duty Free. Scarlet Whitening estimated contract value: $60 million, $85 million plus. Collective legacy and solo renaissance portfolio. The nation's eternal icons, the JYP gold standard, a 9-member corporate dynasty. When you mention the name Twice, you aren't just naming a group, you are invoking the spirit of an entire era where K-pop transformed from a niche interest into a global economic powerhouse. For years, the industry questioned if a color pop girl group could transition into the cold, calculated world of high-end luxury. But Twice didn't just transition, they conquered it with a grace and professional precision that only veterans can master. The story of Twice's brand value is one of the most fascinating slow-burn financial arcs in entertainment history. In their early days, they were the CF queens of the masses, representing everything from sports drinks, like Pocari Sweat, which saw a legendary Twice effect sales spike, to casual wear and snacks. They were the faces of the everyday consumer, the relatable superstars who made you feel like you were part of their journey. But as the members matured, so did their commercial portfolio, shifting from the girl next door vibe to the global luxury elite. This shift was a strategic masterpiece by JYP Entertainment and the members themselves, who waited until their second contract era to truly unleash their individual brand power. Imagine the sheer economic weight of 9 distinct superstars, each commanding a massive following in both South Korea and Japan, the world's second-largest music market. This Japan-Korea dual threat is the secret weapon that pushes their contract values into the stratosphere. Take Sana, for example, the human Prada. Her relationship with the Italian house isn't just about wearing a dress to a show. It's about a 25.17% rise in brand engagement metrics every time she breathes near a runway. Her solo deals with Graf and YSL Beauty in Japan have made her an untouchable commercial deity in the land of the rising Sunday. Then we have Momo, whose partnership with Miu Miu and Onitsuka Tiger has redefined sporty chic for a new generation, proving that a performance machine can also be a high-fashion muse. And who can forget Mina? Her global ambassador status with SK2 and her more recent high-profile alignment with Fendi and Boucheron showcase a sophisticated, quiet luxury that brands are desperate to bottle. The financial impact of Mina alone is staggering, as she taps into a demographic that values elegance and timelessness. Nayeon, the pop icon, has become the face of Tommy Jeans and Givenchy Beauty, blending youthful energy with premium prestige. Even the members who were once considered underrated in the CF world have exploded. Taehyung as the global face of Michael Kors, Jihyo as the muse for AMI and Milk Touch, and Suyu, the original visual legend, representing Pond's and Vizzy. This isn't just a list of names, it's a 9-pronged economic assault on the global market. When Twice tours, like their record-breaking Ready to Be World Tour, which grossed over $170 million, they don't just sell tickets. They carry these brand partnerships into stadiums of 50,000 people. Every outfit, every accessory, and every behind-the-scenes vlog is a multi-million-dollar advertising slot. Their partnership with Google, Japan, and Nintendo Switch proves that their influence transcends fashion and enters the realm of essential tech and lifestyle. The emotional bond they have with aunts is so deep that fans don't just consume the products, they invest in them to support the members' success. This loyalty translates to a nearly 100% sellout rate for limited edition collaborations. Twice has managed to stay relevant and highly profitable in an industry that usually discards groups after 7 years. By renewing their contracts as a full group, they sent a message of stability that investors and blue-chip brands absolutely love. They are the safe bet, with explosive returns. Their estimated contract value reflects this reliability, a legacy brand that is currently undergoing a solo renaissance, where the sum of their individual parts is arguably even more valuable than the group being itself. They have survived the rookie waves, outlasted their peers, and emerged as the gold standard of how to manage a long-term commercial career in the limelight. From the bustling streets of Shibuya to the high-fashion districts of Paris, Twice's footprint is permanent and incredibly lucrative. They have proven that being the nation's girl group isn't a temporary title, it's a lifelong membership to the Billionaires Club of global influence. They are the architects of the modern K-pop brand blueprint, and as they continue to evolve, their price tag only goes up. Think you've seen it all? Think again! We are entering the golden zone where the numbers stop sounding like bank balances and start sounding like national GDPs. Who could possibly outshine the nation's girl group? Is it a group that lives in a metaverse of its own making, or a team that has literally conquered the Billboard charts until they were the only ones left? The next spot belongs to a group that didn't just break the mold, they blew it up with a savage intensity that redefined the digital age. Ready to meet number 4? Number 4. Aespa. Brands: Givenchy, Chopard, Prada, Versace, Loewe, Ralph Lauren, Lancôme, Rimowa, Crocs, Epic Games, Fortnite, YSL Beauty, Etro. Acne Studios' estimated contract value: $85 million, $115 million plus, combined group and solo power pivots. The metaverse monoliths, hyper-reality high fashion, the digital gold rush. Step into the world where the boundary between reality and the digital frontier completely dissolves, and you'll find the 4 women who didn't just join the K-pop industry, they terraformed it. When Aespa debuted in 2020, the world was in the grip of a pandemic, a time when physical connection was fading and the digital world was our only sanctuary. SM Entertainment didn't just debut a group, they launched a technological revolution. We aren't just talking about catchy hooks or sharp choreography, we are talking about a multi-million-dollar investment into the metaverse, concepts that initially left people confused, but eventually left them with empty wallets as they scrambled to buy into the Kwangya dream. This is the story of how a virtual hybrid group became the most sought-after commercial entity in the high fashion world. The initial contract with Givenchy marking the first time an entire K-pop group was named as ambassadors for a French luxury house was a seismic shift. It signaled that the industry was no longer looking for human relatability alone. They were looking for avatar-like perfection and futuristic edge. This deal set the tone for what would become an unprecedented financial trajectory. But as the world opened up, so did Aespa's commercial strategy, moving from a collective hive mind of branding into a devastatingly effective solo-focused empire that has investors salivating. Think about Karina, the leader whose visuals are so flawless they've been dubbed CG level. When she was announced as the brand ambassador for Prada, it wasn't just a win for the group, it was a crowning achievement for a woman who has become the face of modern Korean beauty. The Karina effect is a tangible economic force. Her appearances at Milan Fashion Week generate earned media value, EMV, that competes with traditional Hollywood royalty. Then there's Ningning, the maknae with a powerhouse voice and a fashion sense that screams, runway ready. Her partnership with Versace is a match made in heaven. Donatella. Versace herself has praised her fierce, independent spirit, making her the perfect face for a brand that prides itself on bold, unapologetic luxury. Every time Ningning steps out in a custom Versace gown, the social media engagement alone is worth millions in advertising revenue. And what about Winter? Her soft yet sharp duality made her the ideal muse for Ralph Lauren and Mamonde, while Giselle's sophisticated polyglot charm landed her a prestigious spot with Loewe. This isn't just about selling clothes, it's about selling a hyper-real lifestyle that bridges the gap between the girl next door and the digital goddess. Their relationship with Chopard brought a level of old money prestige to the group, proving that even a futuristic act can command the respect of a heritage Swiss jewelry house. The estimated contract values for Aespa have skyrocketed not just because of their music, which, let's be honest, has dominated charts with Savage, Next Level, and Supernova, but because they are seen as future-proof assets. Brands are paying a premium to be associated with the Kwangya aesthetic, a brand of cool that feels like it's living in 2030 while we're all stuck in 2026. Their digital integration is another massive revenue stream. From being the faces of Fortnite and Epic Games to their own VR concert experiences, Aespa has monetized the very concept of existence across multiple planes of reality. When you add up their collective group deals with blue-chip companies like Rimowa and Lancôme, alongside their individual luxury power plays, you realize you aren't just looking at a musical act, you are looking at a high-tech financial conglomerate. They have redefined the girl group economy by proving that you don't need a decade of activity to command the highest prices, you just need to be the most innovative thing in the room. The emotional investment of their fans, the MYs, is fueled by this sense of evolution. Fans don't just buy the albums, they buy the vision of a digital future where Aespa is the supreme ruler. This is the Aespa economy, a world where luxury meets code, and where every sync with a brand results in a massive influx of capital. They have successfully navigated the transition from experimental newcomers to global titans. And they've done it while maintaining a mysterious, almost untouchable aura that makes every brand deal feel like an exclusive invitation. As they continue to headline world tours and sell out stadiums, their commercial gravity only gets stronger. They aren't just on the list, they are the list's most high-concept entry, a group that turned AI into absolute income. From the neon lights of Seoul to the red carpets of Cannes, Aespa's presence is a signal that the future has arrived, and it is paved with luxury contracts and multi-million-dollar checks. They are the bridge to a new era of entertainment, where being a superstar means being a digital icon, a fashion muse, and a cultural leader all at once. We've reached the top half of our list, and things are about to get absolutely legendary. We've seen the future, the nations group, and the new gen icons. But who holds the bronze medal? Coming up next is a group that didn't just debut, they happened to the world, led by a visual genius whose face is literally everywhere you look. It's a group that turned Love Dive into a lifestyle and After Like into a commercial anthem. Do you think the six-member wonder can stand up to the titans of the older generations? Or is there a pink and gold storm coming that will sweep everyone away? The gap between number 4 and number 3 is a literal canyon of cash. Are you ready for the reveal that will change how you look at blue blood K-pop? Let's dive into number 3. Number 3. IVE. Brands. Miu Miu. Fendi, Prada, Fred, Chaumed, Innisfree, Amuse, Pepsi, Puma, Hapa Clio, L'Occitane, Ferragamo, Tory Burch, Tommy Hilfiger, Papa John's, Cacao Bank, SJSJ. Ganni estimated contract value, $115 million, $145 million plus, collective and solo powerhouse. The Blue Blood Sovereigns, the One Youngism economy, luxury commercial darlings. When you speak of IVE, you are speaking of a commercial phenomenon that has completely rewritten the rulebook on how a K-pop group can dominate the financial sector in record time. We aren't just looking at a successful girl group, we are looking at a high-speed corporate engine that has transformed the very concept of the CF Queen into a multi-dimensional global enterprise. The journey of IVE is one of the most meticulously planned and brilliantly executed financial ascents in entertainment history. From the moment 11 shook the industry, Starship Entertainment didn't just aim for chart toppers, they aimed for the hearts and wallets of every major luxury house on the planet. This brings us to the One Young effect, a cultural and economic earthquake that is still sending shockwaves through the global market in 2026. Jang Wonyoung isn't just a member of a K-pop group, she is a walking, breathing institution of brand value. Market analysts have estimated her individual brand power to be so vast that a single social media post from her can generate an earned media value, EMV, that rivals the entire advertising budget of a mid-sized corporation. Her partnership with Miu Miu has become the stuff of fashion legend, where she has single-handedly popularized the quiet luxury and balacor aesthetics for a new generation, leading to a massive 20% surge in the brand's global retail revenue. But the story doesn't end with her. Look at NewJeans, the group's leader, whose duality is a marketer's dream come true. From her high-fashion elegance as a global face for Fendi to her approachable nation's leader charm for household names like L'Occitane and Clio, NewJeans has created a bridge between the unattainable world of high couture and the everyday consumer. This versatility is exactly why IVE's collective contract value has soared past the $100 million mark. They have successfully positioned themselves as Blue Bloods, a group that exudes an aura of natural-born royalty that brands are desperate to associate with. Every brand deal they sign is a strategic masterpiece. Think about their partnership with Pepsi. It wasn't just a simple commercial, it was an entire musical campaign that dominated the summer charts, proving that IVE doesn't just represent a brand, they are the brand. The group's influence in the beauty sector is equally staggering, with deals spanning from the eco-friendly prestige of Innisfree to the trendy, youthful energy of Amuse and Hapa. What makes IVE particularly dangerous to their competitors is their all-kill commercial strategy. They occupy the high-end luxury space, Chaumed, Fred, while simultaneously dominating the mass-market daily necessities, Papa John's, Cacao Bank. This means that from the moment a consumer wakes up to the moment they go to sleep, they are interacting with an IVE-endorsed world. In 2026, the term Wonyoungism has moved beyond a fan meme into a legitimate business study on positive mindset marketing, where the sheer confidence and aura of the members are sold as a premium commodity. Their individual growth is just as explosive. Ray has captured the quirky, avant-garde market with brands like Etro and Gani, while Licio, the Maknae, is already being groomed as the next human luxury icon for houses like North Face and Prada. Liz's powerful vocals and soft visuals have made her the perfect muse for high-end skincare, and Gaul's sophisticated sunbae vibe has attracted the attention of premium fashion labels. The financial logic here is simple. IVE provides the highest return on investment, ROI, because their div fandom doesn't just listen to the music, they consume the lifestyle. When IVE goes on a world tour, every outfit change is a multi-million-dollar bidding war between designers. The emotional reflection here is profound. These 6 women carry the weight of billion-dollar corporations on their shoulders every time they step onto a stage. The pressure to remain perfect and expensive is immense, yet they handle it with a poise that suggests they were born for this level of scrutiny. They have outpaced groups that have been in the industry twice as long, simply because they understood the assignment. In the modern world, being a star is about being a symbol of aspiration. They aren't just selling a song, they are selling the dream of being after-like, the object of everyone's desire and the peak of commercial success. As they continue to expand into the US and European markets, their contract values are only expected to rise further as Western brands realize that the IVE stamp of approval is the fastest way to capture the elusive Gen Z demographic. They have turned the industry on its head, proving that a group from a mid-sized agency can out-earn the giants if they have the right vision, the right visuals, and the right narcissistic confidence to own the spotlight. IVE is not just a group, they are a gold-plated legacy in the making, a commercial juggernaut that has defined the financial landscape of 2026. Every time you see that I logo, you aren't just seeing a name, you are seeing the future of the multi-billion-dollar K-pop economy. They are the queens of the CF world, and their reign is just beginning. From the red carpets of Paris to the subway ads of Seoul, IVE's face is the face of modern success, and their price tag is a testament to the fact that they are, quite literally, worth every single cent. Number 2. Blackpink. Brands: Chanel, Dior, Saint Laurent, Louis Vuitton, Celine, Tiffany & Company, Cartier, Bulgari, Calvin Klein, Porsche, Adidas, Samsung, Pepsi, Dyson, Sulwhasoo, Rimowa, Puma, Alo Yoga, Mugler. Audemars Piguet. Beats by Dre estimated contract value: $250 million. $350 million plus. Aggregated solo and group dynasty. The global luxury monopoly, the 4 pillars of influence, the billion-dollar pink print. Welcome to the absolute pinnacle of girl group history, a place where the air is scented with Chanel No. 5 and the floor is paved with Bulgari diamonds. When we talk about Blackpink, we aren't just discussing a K-pop group, we are discussing the most successful commercial merger in the history of global pop culture. In 2026, the term Blackpink has become synonymous with high luxury. They didn't just break the glass ceiling, they shattered it and used the fragments to create custom jewelry for Tiffany & Co. To understand the sheer scale of their $350 million-plus brand valuation, we have to look at how they systematically dismantled the traditional celebrity endorsement model and replaced it with a human brand strategy that had never been seen before. It all started with the visionary decision to align each member with a specific high-end fashion house, turning them into the literal embodiments of those brands' DNA. Think about the Jenny effect, a financial phenomenon so potent it could probably be traded on the stock exchange. As the human Chanel, Jenny Kim has done more for the French house's relevance among Gen Z than any marketing campaign in the last 50 years. When she wears a mini dress at the Grand Palais, the item doesn't just trend, it becomes a cultural artifact, but her brand value extends far beyond the interlocking seas. Her partnership with Calvin Klein has turned billboards in Times Square into shrines, and her Jenny for Porsche collaboration, the first of its kind for a K-pop star, pushed her into a tax bracket that few humans ever reach. She isn't just an ambassador, she is a designer, a muse, and the CEO of her own label, Haute Atelier, which in 2026 has become a powerhouse in its own right, managing her multi-million-dollar deals with Hera and Samsung. Then there is Lisa, the rock star, who has quite literally become the face of global Gen Z aspiration. Her transition from Celine to Louis Vuitton in late 2024 was one of the most expensive free agent moves in fashion history, estimated to be worth tens of millions on its own. Lisa's brand value is fueled by her status as a universal icon. She is a deity in Thailand, a superstar in China, a fashion legend in Paris, and a chart topper in the US. Her relationship with Bulgari is so deep that they created a custom Lisa watch, a move usually reserved for royalty or legendary athletes. With her own company, LLOU, and a massive deal with RCA Records, Lisa's individual contract values have entered the stratosphere, especially with her acting debut in The White Lotus Season 3, which has made her the most sought-after crossover star of 2026. Every time she appears in a MAC Cosmetics ad or flashes a piece of high jewelry from Audemars Piguet, the ROI is instantaneous and overwhelming. We are looking at a woman whose influence is so vast she can sell out a $10,000 watch as easily as a $20 lipstick. But wait, the wealth is spread equally across this four-headed dragon. Jisoo, the human Dior, has redefined what it means to be a global face for a heritage house. Her impact on Dior's bottom line is so significant that Bernard Arnault, the chairman of LVMH, has personally greeted her at shows. Jisoo represents the classic side of the group's wealth, refined, elegant, and incredibly lucrative. Her deals with Cartier and Dyson, combined with the launch of her own label Blissou, have turned her into a titan of the beauty and lifestyle sectors. When she starred in the 2025 mega-hit Newtopia, her brand value didn't just rise, it doubled, as she proved she could carry a multi-million-dollar TV production just as easily as a world tour. And then we have Rosé, the Saint Laurent girl whose rock-chic aesthetic has turned the Paris fashion scene on its head. Her 2024 over 2025 apartment era with Bruno Mars didn't just give her a global Hasson hit, it made her the darling of Atlantic Records and the face of Puma and Rimowa. Rosé's influence is sonic luxury, the idea that her voice and her style are inseparable from the premium products she endorses. Her partnership with Tiffany & Co. has seen her wearing some of the most expensive jewelry ever placed on a celebrity, further solidifying the group's status as the world's most expensive musical act. The emotional weight of this success is staggering. These four women, who once trained in a basement, now hold the keys to the world's most powerful boardrooms. Their Born Pink World Tour was the highest-grossing tour by a female group in history, earning over $331 million, but even that number is dwarfed by their collective endorsement earnings. In 2026, Blackpink is no longer just a group that performs music, they are a lifestyle conglomerate. They have reached a level of fame where they don't even need to be active to make money. Their image alone is a perpetual motion machine of capital. The Pink Empire is built on the loyalty of Blinks, who don't just buy albums, but buy the cars, the jewelry, and the couture that their idols wear. It is a symbiotic relationship of luxury and fandom that has never existed at this scale. They are the blueprint for the idol as a global brand, and as they prepare for their massive 2026 comeback, the world is waiting with bated breath and open wallets. They are the queens of the modern era, the masters of the luxury market, and the second highest earning brand ambassadors in the K-pop industry. They have nothing left to prove, yet they continue to redefine what success looks like in the 21st century. But as massive as the Blackpink empire is, there is still one more spot on our list. Who could possibly have a brand value higher than the four pillars of luxury? Who is the group that didn't just conquer fashion, but literally changed the economy of an entire nation? We are talking about the group that has a global contract with the world itself. Are you ready for the final reveal? The number one spot belongs to the 7 men who turned Boros into a global currency. Ready to find out how big the gap really is? Number 1. BTS. Brands: Samsung, Hyundai, Google, Disney+, McDonald's, Louis Vuitton, Dior, Celine, Valentino, Bottega Veneta, Calvin Klein, Tiffany & Company, Cartier, Gucci, Fred, Audemars Piguet, Chanel Beauty, Laneige, Alo Yoga, Siminvest, Coway, Tokopedia, Compose Coffee, Turner Snow Peak, Paradise City. Estimated contract value: $600 million. $1 billion? $200 million plus. Collective legacy and post-military solo global portfolio. The Eternal Kings, the national treasure, the billion-dollar reunion. Welcome to the ultimate throne of the global economy. To speak of BTS in 2026 is to speak of a financial and cultural phenomenon that transcends every known boundary of the entertainment industry. This isn't just the #1 spot on a list, it is a category of its own. When the 7 members officially reunited in mid-2025 after their mandatory military service, the global markets didn't just react, they surged. We are witnessing the most lucrative reunion era in the history of mankind, with analysts projecting their 2026 Arirang World Tour and the 5th album to generate over $1 billion in revenue within a single fiscal year. But to understand why their contract values have reached these astronomical, almost incomprehensible levels, we have to look at the multi-pronged brand siege they have executed during their hiatus. While they were away, they didn't just rest. They conquered the luxury world member by member, creating a web of influence so dense that no brand can escape their gravity. The BTS effect in 2026 is a measured economic force. Take Jungkook, for example, the golden maknae, whose individual brand power has reached a fever pitch. After dominating the world with 7, his partnership with Calvin Klein saw the brand's social media engagement grow by over 1,000%, leading to a total sellout of every collection he touched. In late 2025, his announcement as the face of Chanel Beauty sent the industry into a spiral, marking him as the most valuable male ambassador in the beauty sector. His individual worth alone is estimated in the high double-digit millions, but when combined with the group, the numbers become staggering. Then there is V, the visual representative of K-pop, whose contract with Celine and Cartier turned him into the most influential fashion icon of the decade. His 2025 over 2026 deals with Paradise City and Snow Peak prove that he isn't just a fashion muse, he is a lifestyle deity whose face can sell anything from a luxury resort stay to high-end camping gear. His Celine Boy era generated more media value in a single week at Cannes than most traditional marketing campaigns do in a year. And what about Jimin? His global ambassadorship with Dior and Tiffany & Co. is a masterclass in elegance and blue-chip prestige. Every time Jimin wears a piece of Tiffany jewelry, the brand sees a tangible spike in sales among the male demographic, effectively changing the gendered perception of luxury accessories. His 2026 deal with the premium hair care brand Lador only further cements his status as a total package for advertisers. We cannot forget the leader, RM, whose Bottega Veneta partnership and role as a Samsung Art TV ambassador have positioned him as the intellectual face of the group, attracting brands that value art, culture, and high-tech sophistication. His influence is quiet luxury, personified, expensive, rare, and deeply respected. The Jin era of 2024 and 2025 was the catalyst for this 2026 explosion. As the first to return, his Gucci and Fred deal set the stage, proving that the world was hungrier for BTS than ever before. His Laneige and Alo Yoga partnerships in 2026 have turned the eldest member into a fitness and skincare mogul, with Jin ramen sales still breaking records years later. Suga's Valentino and NBA deals brought a street luxe edge that captured the American market, while J-Hope's Louis Vuitton ambassadorship and his 2026 partnership with Audemars Piguet have made him the ultimate representative of high-performance fashion. When you add up these 7 individual powerhouses and combine them with the group deals that have been renewed for the 2026 reunion Samsung, Hyundai, and Google, you aren't just looking at contracts, you are looking at a $1.2 billion empire of influence. In 2026, the scarcity model implemented by HYBE has made a BTS endorsement the rarest and most expensive commodity in the world. Brands are no longer just paying for a commercial, they are paying for the permission to exist within the BTS ecosystem. The emotional reflection of this journey is profound. From a small agency in 2013 that could barely afford to feed them, to becoming the most valuable commercial entity in South Korea's history, BTS's story is the ultimate rags to riches narrative. They carry the hopes of an entire industry on their shoulders, and their return has revitalized the global K-pop market at a time when critics were predicting a post-BTS decline. The 2026 Arirang Tour, with its 79 shows across the globe, is more than a concert series. It is a victory lap for 7 men who refuse to be broken by the system. Every time they step onto a stage in 2026, they aren't just singing, they are demonstrating why they are the undisputed. Number 1. They are the only group that has turned fandom into a global economy where the currency is love, loyalty, and a purple heart that is worth more than any bank account. They have out-earned, outperformed, and outlived every trend, emerging as the eternal kings of the multi-billion-dollar world of entertainment. The BTS era isn't over. In 2026, it is only just reaching its true golden potential. They are the standard, the blueprint, and the final boss of global fame.